Okay, this is a quick tutorial in Photoshop. I'm going to try to keep it under 5 minutes and hopefully error-free. I'm still waking up in the morning, getting my day going, so I'm really not here yet. Basically, this is a quick tutorial on layer masking or a layer masking technique. I'm using Linux right now, so some things don't, you know, show the same way or act a little different, and that's fine. But it's essentially, this technique can be used on any other forms of it. Now, the way this works is I'm going to use my text here to layer mask for the above layers. So I'm going to use a cloud effect on this layer and apply this to my text. Change the contrast a little. Right. Now, here's where it works. In your layers palette, if you hover over your layers, you have the glove, but if you hold the Alt key, then in between the layers, you actually get these two overlapping circles. If you're using Windows, you hold Alt. If you're using Apple, I believe it's the same thing, Alt or Option key. If not, then it would be Open Apple. But I'm pretty sure it's the Alt. If you're using Photoshop in Linux like I am, for GIMP, then you have to actually hold Shift, most likely. When you get that icon, go ahead and click in between those two layers, and you have your layer mask. Now, this allows you to manipulate the top layer however you so choose, or if you have multiple layers above it and they're all chained together, same thing. And your bottom layer will continue to act as the mask. I'm going to go ahead and add another layer here. Now, one thing that you need to watch out for when you're doing this effect is that if you change the hierarchy enough, then it will break the chain and you will have to go in there and rebuild the chain again. If you want to add to, you put the layer wherever you want it, and then you go ahead and add that to it. Now, if there were layers on top of this, it might have broken the chain, and I have to go back and link all the chain, all the layers back together again. If I want to duplicate my bottom layer, so I can show you guys how this still works if you are not using a vector image or a vector image. See, I'm waking up and I'm trying to keep those mistakes down to a minimum. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, now this is a rasterized image with a nice blur to it, so the lines really aren't exact. I'm going to go ahead and turn the visibility back on for my two layers, and I'm just going to apply the effect just the same. And there we go. So this is neat in the fact that you can really manipulate some complex documents and keep them in a form where you can go back and edit them over and over. It works good if you're doing a lot of spreads for artists, or if you have a flyer layout that you like, you can make the layout and as a template and then just keep it separated like this using panels. And then just add and move and take and however which way you need to manipulate each panel to get the new updated spread for that month or that year. So this is a quick run through on this masking tutorial for Photoshop.